Hey there and happy Wednesday, guys. Just coming to you a little bit later again today. Had a hair appointment this morning, and then I picked up my little granddaughter, 2 months old, and spent the afternoon with her. And by the time, a person gets supper made, ate, and put away and cleaned up, it's like, oh, it's this late in the day already. So that is part of the reason for some of you that are wondering, like, how do I know like when to watch you and things like that? I'm really busy. This is my full-time thing, doing Stampin' Up, but I have my fingers in a lot of other things. So to be able to prepare and hold to a certain schedule doesn't always work. Like even tomorrow I was like, oh, our local high school basketball team has made it to the state tournament and I want to see that. And so there's just always something that seems to pop up, even like a day ahead of time, a week ahead of time. So anyway, so I just kind of go when it works for me. And I know a lot of you watch it on replay either. So that always makes me feel better too about that. So the card that I'm going to be showing you today is made with the new cap and gown stamp set. So yesterday the first day of spring? It's spring now, and we're going to be getting some awful weather coming our way. Hi there, Julie. Hi, Tabitha. And what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of graduation cards. So let me get my iPad down and my camera turned around. Whoops. There we go. I think I hit a different button instead of to turn it around. So I was like, where are we looking, right? Okay, here we've got it. So there is a new stamp set in the catalog that I'm really excited about, the mini catalog here, this one, and it's on page 57, cap and gown. And I know a lot of you would be so excited with me when I saw this. Names came to mind of some of you have said, why doesn't Stampin' Up have a graduation stamp set? And honestly, looking back, this was one of the, like, even pre-demonstrator days. I was loving doing all this things Stampin' Up, making the cards and doing things with friends together. We get together, a couple of us, almost every Sunday or every other Sunday, and just stamp all afternoon while our husbands watch football and things like that. And anyway, one day my husband and I were going to go shopping, and he said, I need graduation cards. He was coaching high school basketball at the time. And he's like, I need about probably 20 cards. So he goes, how about that new thing that you're doing with making cards? And so we went to the store and bought the cards because I said, well, I don't have anything for that yet. I can look into that. And when he saw the bill for what 20 cards would be, and this is like 30 years ago, he's like, wow, I think you should invest in some more of those stamps. So jokingly, we know that not always do we save money buying our Stampin' Up supplies, but boy, do we have fun. But actually, boy, cards are very expensive to buy in the store. So I would like to say for something like this, you could get a stamp set, the cap and gown stamp set, and feel really good about saving money. So what I like is these hands are separate, so you can use them together if you want a whole bunch of hands going up, like, woohoo, we graduated, and then throwing the mortar board up, and there's the cap, the gown, and then a couple, 2 to 3 different sentiments, and the little scroll there too. A couple of these, which are nice in different sizes too. So this is also an easy set to do a little bit of coloring if you want to. You don't have to, but I like that it gives you the option to tie in the stamp set with the school if you want to. So it's kind of fun if somebody's graduating. Last week I was in Houston. The week before I was in Worthington, and so this card is based on their school colors with the black and red. So today I'm showing you a very easy layout, something that hopefully you can look at, and that's always my goal. And for my quick and easy cards, to see the layout and go, you know what, if I get these measurements, I should be able to repeat what Belle's doing and make cards with different school colors and such that way too. All right, so what I'm going to start with here is just a piece of basic white cardstock, 3.5 by 3.5 inches, and that's going to be where we start our stamping. And with that, I'm going to get out my Memento black ink pad here, and I'm just going to use the one hand because I thought if I'm going to use 2 hands, that would work. It really would, using both of the hands or whatever, but I kind of liked leaving like one hand on this side and kind of angling the hat up there to know that, okay, it just kind of has that pleasing to the eye look. Not that the other wouldn't be. So I'm just going to take and stamp those, or that stamp, hand stamp there. And then you just, there's just a little bit that goes down, so you kind of have to watch so you don't go too far up. And then I've got the hat here, or the mortar board there. And this one, I do want to tell you, I did cut that out. So if you see that little notch out and go, what did Belle do? I did. I took my X-Acto knife and got after that, because the first time I stamped this out, I went, you know what? It left kind of a black smudge here. And I know I kind of pressed kind of firm, but I always tell my people, don't squish it too hard. So I thought anytime I get a mark, because I don't squish as hard as some of my people, I think then that just needs to be out of there. So to ensure success at Stampin' Events, I take and I cut that out. So then what this does is leaves me the area that I know that I have left, instead of putting my sentiment in the middle. Some of us, I know, might want to start there and then go, oh, now I don't have room for the hand or the other image. So that's where I do that first. So now I'm going to go with the Real Red ink pad, and I'm going to ink that up here in the middle. All the hard work was worth it. We've got that like so. So it looks pretty plain there. And now I'm going to take my Stampin' Blends. I'm going to start with my dark Real Red. Oh, you know what? My dark Real Red just arrived today. I had one that had a cracked tip, so I needed to buy new, and they just arrived. Dark Real Red. There we go. Okay, so if you ever have a cracked lid or go, why do my lids crack? I think I addressed this not too long ago. Never twist these, because what happens is they kind of have a lip that goes up. If you twist, you're kind of going against that, and that can actually crack it. So always just pull straight off, and that will give you successful cap tips. Okay, so starting with my dark Real Red here, just going around the edges like so. Oops, I kind of went over that tail. I shouldn't have. I think it'll be okay though. We'll see. Okay, then I'm just going to go here and down and around. And like I said, you could just do this in any school color, which is nice, or even traditional. I feel like traditional tends to be black or blue. Sometimes gowns just tend to be those darker colors, or even like a dark navy. Sometimes I feel like if schools rent them, it's just easier, and certain colors just stay cleaner. So that's always nice too. Okay, so that's the darker of the Real Red. Hi there, Kay. Good to see you on here. And then I'm going to take my light Real Red and just fill in here like so, and like that, and then the rest of this here, and that makes it really easy for coloring. So even those of you that go, I don't know if I really want to color, like it doesn't get simpler than this, and it really doesn't take much for time either. So I'm going to get my light on there, and then you can see the darker and the lighter to give it that nice look there. And then if you even want more of a dramatic color difference too, sometimes I'll take my cherry cobbler and actually do like the light cherry cobbler and that instead of the dark, but then going to go, and now look how that even gives that more of a defined look just on the middle. And if I go across the top here a little bit more, like so. Sometimes adding that third color is kind of fun too for an extra pop. So that's just my little 2 cents. And then I felt like we needed to do something with the tassel there. And so now for that one, I'm using my dark daffodil. I just want to make sure it was dark. I can't remember if I pulled out dark or light. I'm just going to go over that, color in that, and then I'm just going to go down each strand of this like so. So it kind of makes it look free-flowing too. Instead of just coloring in across, then it makes it look like tassels that are flowing. So that's kind of fun. Now, what I'm really excited about is showing you, sometimes I show like this color or that color of the neutral line of our blends here, but I want to show you the whole color family here of the neutrals. So it starts with, it's called SU, so SU 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. So you can buy these in 2-packs with these being the darkest, and then the next, and about medium, light, and then the lightest. And so what I love about it is everybody has skin tones. I look at my 3 boys, they have different skin tones. The oldest and the youngest probably have the most sameness as far as skin tone. Middle one definitely a lot darker. And so it's just funny. I was saying at my class how if I get like a thumbs up or an okay or some kind of emoji, how different the texts look from each of my boys based on the skin tone that they have chosen for just that alone. So when I was getting graduation cards ready and things, so I think this is also fun because not only are we using colors that can coordinate with school colors, we can have skin tone colors too that are going to coordinate if we really want to make these kind of specific to the person that we're giving the card to. And that makes this really nice and special for that type of event in that person's life. So got that. So the one that I'm using here is going to be Stampin' Up! 800. That's the color here. So that kind of gives you an idea where that falls in line there. Some are going to be like warmer tone, cooler tone, yellower tone, peachy tone, and things like that too. Hi there, Jody. And with that in mind too, that will give you some ideas too. So next what I'm going to do is put this on my black cardstock here. Let me measure that for you guys, 5 by 3.75. So there's quite a bit here. If you don't like that there's so much, I'm going to add ribbon, but if you don't like that it's kind of just sparse over here, it'd be an easy thing to be able to run that through in a embossing folder. But here again, kind of my purpose was, let's see how simple we can make graduation cards, because let's face it, we all kind of know most of the time, not all the time, what happens to graduation cards when they are sent. But I have heard from so many people, not just the cards that I send to people, but when it comes to graduation cards, some moms have said, oh, my son or daughter got hand stamped cards, not just from you, but from other people, and they just oohed and awed over them. Or, you know, the other cards, they kind of looked, read who they were from, but the hand stamp ones, they really took an extra amount of time to look over them. So that was kind of neat too. So what I'm going to do with this spot here is just add some ribbon, and this is the black and white gingham ribbon. And so far, everything that I'm using here is going to be carrying over except for this ribbon. So as it's like retiring lists have posted, then I kind of like to let people know, ooh, if you love this ribbon, now's the time to get it before it's gone. They will have black and vanilla in the catalog are available, but not black and white gingham. So I kind of like how that just adds to the theme of the card there. And then for the base is real red, opening up this long way. So that I'm just going to take my adhesive now and put this on my card base. So hopefully you guys will say, oh yeah, I can use, you know, blue, black, green, red, maroon, gray, all those color combinations for whatever you might need. Sometimes I even just do like neutrals, grays, blacks, things like that to have this on hand in case you get that one surprise invite and you don't have time to make cards. I like to have at least like 10 to 12 of these on hand. Then I'll do like neutral colors. And this would even be fun to put some designer series paper, just maybe like a pattern, not so much colors, but just a pattern back there as well. Now for the inside, I am just going to take my usual 4 by 5 1/4 piece here, and I'm using the images from Cap and Gown that says congratulations graduate with that scroll. I'm just going to put that here across the top, And then what I did, you can see there's 2 separate stamps. What I did ahead of time was put them right on there so that people that attended my class that I recently did would have success and not have to worry if that was lined up or not. And then I'm just going to go back with my dark daffodil, again, that yellow color, and just kind of highlight that little ribbon going across the scroll, and that is it. I'm not going to do anything more fancy than that. And then I'm just going to take my adhesive here and run a little bit of that over the back, and that'll be easy to put in there. Now, I did want to add some bling, you guys. Shocking, right? Coming from me. But I felt like it needed something kind of fun. And so what I'm pulling out are these Neutrals adhesive back sequins. So I've been using a ton of these because it has like the silver, the gold, kind of the more metallic looks, obviously, when it's the neutral adhesive back. So lots of neutral metallics. And I'm just going to take some of the gold here and do like 2 of the large gold like this and like this. Whoops, I don't think I got it. I think I started to get it and it fell off my take your pick tool. And then 1 small one is going to go up here, whoops, in this space there. And that completes kind of the white space too. And now it automatically looks a lot more festive. So very quick and easy card to put together and very easy measurements that way too. So hopefully that will give you some inspiration on what to do. I found some other cards when I was in Houston that people had used with that stamp set. And now I can't think of where I need to go back to reference, because I think that'll make some great cards for upcoming classes too, because everybody, like I said, loves to have at least 1 or 2 graduation cards on hand. And especially I think in smaller communities like where I'm based out of and a lot of my customer base, you have closer relationships to have those graduations and those parties to attend, because in smaller communities you just kind of tend to know a lot more people closer that way too. So that's what I have for you guys tomorrow or tonight, and then tomorrow afternoon it'll be maybe a later one again so that I can watch our local high school team compete at the state tournament. I'll probably be watching on TV the way our schedule's looking, but I still don't want to miss a thing, and I'll see you guys sometime after that. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.